In this video, I'll share with you 10 beginner tips for how to use ChatGPT to instantly boost your productivity. No matter whether you're totally new to AI or already have some experience, the tips I'm about to share in this video will help you get the most out of ChatGPT. By the way, if we haven't met yet, hello. My name is Greg and I'm a Swiss management consultant turned AI entrepreneur. On this channel, I share productivity and AI tips to help you get your work done better and faster. So if that sounds interesting, you might consider subscribing to this YouTube channel. And with that said, let's jump right in. Tip number 1. What's the quickest way to get to ChatGPT? That's actually something even many pro users don't know. What you can do is simply go to the URL bar here and type chat.com. And chat.com directly forwards you to ChatGPT. Now, if you're here for the first time, you can just create an account for free and you can use your Google account to create your ChatGPT account. Or if you already have one, you can simply log in and use your existing account. If you're logging in for the first time, you'll be asked if you want to use ChatGPT memory. But let's click on Not Now so we can keep things simple and activate these features separately later on. Now let's get to tip number 2, and that is to ask ChatGPT anything as if it was a human. It's a great way to get to know the capabilities, and after 10 or 20 questions that you ask it, you'll get a feeling for what it's capable of. So for example, if I look out of the window, I think about the weather. So let's just ask, what's the weather in Zurich today? And this way you can find out if it actually is able to do this type of questions or not. And you see right here, it searches the internet and it gives you an answer that you want right away. Now let me give you a second example. You might wonder how old Donald Trump is and where he was born. So you can simply ask that. How old is Donald Trump and where was he born? And simply, like you would ask a human, you ask it and you get a response back like this in a brief format. Now, if you want to start a new chat where you can talk about a new topic, you can simply go to this pen and paper icon where it says New Chat, click on it, and you get a new window which looks basically the same as where you started. Tip number 3 is that you can share some context with your question so you can get a better answer. Let's, for example, say you are working in a bank and you're late for a meeting and you would like to have a draft message for an apology. And the communication style will depend on what's the culture at work and where exactly that is. And if you share this, the answer will be better. So you can just say, I am working for a bank in Switzerland and I will be late for my meeting for 5 minutes. Write me a short apology that I can send to my boss. And with this context, it will give you a much better message, which is just ready to be used. You just need to insert the name here. You quickly check if that all makes sense. I hope this message finds you well. I wanted to let you know that I'll be delayed by approximately 5 minutes for the meeting. I apologize for any inconvenience this might cause and appreciate your understanding. So because this is a banking setting, the tone is a bit more formal. And if you would ask the same question in an artistic environment, it might be more casual. So by giving context, you can get better outputs by ChatGPT. Tip number 4. If you don't like the answer, you don't need to try all over again, but you can simply tell it in the next message what you don't like and what you would like it to change. And this way ask it to redraft the answer. So let's say we think this message here for the 5 minutes delay is a bit too short. So we can just simply say, this message is a bit too short. Can you make it a bit longer? And we send, and we see ChatGPT will write a slightly longer message that has basically the same content. This way, we don't need to type so much, and it will remember everything that was said previously in the conversation. Tip number 5. If you want to share the chat with someone, you can simply use this share button here on the top right. And then the easiest way to do this is just to click on create link right here. And then you can simply copy this link and paste it into another window, or the other person you share it with can do that. And they can see exactly the same chat with your prompts and answers by ChatGPT, so they can know exactly what you're talking about. Tip number 6. ChatGPT in its latest versions now also has access to the web. So you can simply ask it something like, what are the news today? And because it has access to the internet, it can give you recent information. This was not the case with early versions of ChatGPT, but since a few months, it can know what's going on through internet access. And as we saw with the weather information previously, you also get links here where you can briefly see where it's coming from, and you can even just click on it and this way see the original source of the headline. Tip number 7, you can also use ChatGPT to generate images. Let's open a new chat and you can simply ask it, draw me an image of 100 colorful balloons in the air. You can try this with anything that you want, as long as it is politically correct and doesn't contain like pornographic or other inappropriate material. And it will take a few seconds and you will get an image. And these images also got really much better over time. And in this particular case, I think you can sort of guess that it's AI generated, but it doesn't have obvious problems that you can see in the image. So I think this is a really nice example of how it could work. Tip number 8, you can always look up and continue previous conversations here on the left side. So let's say we want to continue our conversation about the bank that we had earlier. We can just simply go here to the meeting delay apology, and we'll see everything that was going on here, and we can also just continue this conversation. If you're ever on a screen that's too small or you want a less distracting interface, you can always use this button here on the top left to clear away the sidebar, or then you can press it again to reopen the sidebar. Tip number 9, you can also upload your own file and have it as a part of the prompt that you give to ChatGPT. So let's start a new chat here, and then we can simply click here on this paperclip with attach file and upload from computer. And I have something on my desktop, which is this image here, which is from my birthday celebration that happened when I was working in consulting. So let's upload this picture here. And we can just ask a question, what's going on in this picture? And you see it will analyze and really understand what's going on here. And you can't only upload images, but also doc files, PowerPoint presentations, or even audio and video files. Just try it out and you'll see if it doesn't work. It really recognizes quite a few formats by now. And ChatGPT beginner tip number 10, don't blindly trust what it says. And even here in the bottom, it's written, ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important information. And it's not always clear when mistakes happen, but some common cases include when it has some academic references, those might simply be fake, or when it outputs dates, names, or numbers. These are often cases for when something might be wrong. So on important factual information, you should never blindly trust it, but always double check. But that doesn't make it useless, of course, because a lot of what you get out of ChatGPT is inspiration or faster work that you would have done otherwise. And it's not a problem if it has small mistakes here and there, because you will notice it and you can easily fix it. And it still helps you get work done much faster and better than you could alone without AI in many cases. All right, and that brings us to the end. If you enjoyed this video, you might also like to see 10 advanced tips of how to get the most out of ChatGPT, which I'll release next. And if it's already out by the time you're watching this, I'll link it right up here. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!